Welcome to Live Your Life on Purpose workshop. In these sections, we're going to explore how to rise and thrive in uncertain times. 2020. Who would have thought that 2020 would be a turning point in human history? We are currently experiencing unprecedented global disruption and volatility. In other words, we are experiencing what people call a black swan. Media are already talking about what's happening in the world as a black swan. You can see in the Forbes, you can see in the MIT Sloan Management Review, in the Wall Street Journal, and various news outlets. But what is a black swan? A black swan is an unpredictable and unforeseen event with extreme consequences. A black swan is, first, an outlier, as it lies outside the realm of regular expectations, because nothing in the past can convincingly point to its possibility. Second, it carries an extreme impact. And third, in spite of its outlier status, human nature makes us concoct explanations for its occurrence after the fact, making it explainable and predictable. In summary, a black swan is characterized by rarity, extreme impact, and retrospective predictability. The combination of low predictability and large impact makes the black swan a great puzzle. At the moment, the black swan relates to unprecedented global volatility and uncertainty in three aspects of human life: health, social, and the economy. For example, a viral infection spreading rapidly exponentially across the surface of the globe, creating a pandemic and a healthcare crisis globally. Social distancing and isolation as measures to contain the spread of the virus, and the lockdown of countries and cities inducing fear, anxiety, and worry in people across the globe, and also limiting the freedom of movement. This creates emotional volatility, fear, and a scarcity mentality. The combination of these leading to enormous pressures on businesses and the global economy, which is reflected in rapid and widespread financial market volatility and instability. Life is the cumulative effect of a handful of significant shocks, and black swans have played an important role in shaping human history. Black swans are unpredictable, and we need to adjust to their existence. The extreme consequences of black swan are pushing us, the human race, to shift to a new world paradigm. More is going to happen in the next 7 years than in the last 70 years. The way things used to work may not be the way they do in the future. And if we get stuck in old ways, then we'll be left behind. The current situation is making us realize that the things we have taken for granted can actually disappear for good rapidly. This pushes us to rethink the way we approach life. Change is inevitable. Adaptation is optional. However, it is in our best interest to adapt. It feels like we are due for a reboot of how we have been managing planet Earth, the economy, the social and healthcare systems. And it's now time for a new approach to the future. It's time to clarify our real priorities, readjust our focus, take novel actions, and recreate flow. It's time to reinvent ourselves and our future. It's time for a shift in consciousness and upgrading our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Garrett Gunderson said, "The future belongs to those who win then play." It's time for all of us to move from being consumers to being producers, to reignite the economy and restore our way of life. This implies letting go of old mindsets and creating a new one. It's time to move away from play not to lose and play to win, and move towards win then play. Playing not to lose is being stuck in the past. For people living life in the playing not to lose mindset, when life changes, it creates stress and concern for them. They experience a lot of unrest and as a result, it becomes a scary world out there. They hold on tight onto old ideas and what has worked in the past. They resist change and don't want to evolve. These people create obstacles and try to delay innovation. Play not to lose people have no vision because it's all about preservation and keeping what they have instead of growing through the challenges. Playing to win is all about the future at the expense of the present. Playing to win is this notion of, if I just work hard enough, if I just hustle, then everything is going to work out. This mindset is all about the future and saying, when I have X, Y, Z, I'll be successful, happy, and okay. People who live in this space are almost entirely driven by external validation. This ends up being an empty, difficult road because you end up hustling and going for it at the expense of quality of life because you can never have enough. For instance, if your only focus and the entirety of your energy is on building your business, then you'll never be present to what's going on unless it has to do with work. If you have a good sales day, you're happy. If you have a bad sales day, you're unhappy. It's an emotional roller coaster. The problem is when people are so busy consuming, they're not thinking, they're not creating, and there is no level of vision. It's all just busier in order to get more. I have to get more because I'm just exhausted. And if you're hustling towards something that isn't the right thing, then what? Hard work with the wrong direction, the wrong philosophy, and not being prepared for the future still equals struggle and grind, wasted time, and missed opportunities. Another characteristic of play to win mindset is being overly opportunistic. People stuck in this mindset are constantly jumping to the next thing as potential opportunities. The paradox is that in reality, abundance takes the ability to say no. No to distractions that look like opportunities. The mindset you really want to be is in win then play. This is not only about just getting excited and working really hard. It's about getting crystal clear on what you want in life. It's about what speaks to you at your core, because then that becomes your driver for getting out of bed in the morning and being your best self every single day. Win then play is about defining what success means to you, solving problems and creating more abundance, finding and utilizing your greatest talents and skills so you can bring more value to the world, removing obstacles and anything clouding your mind, reinvesting back into yourself because you are your greatest asset, finding ways to profit upfront rather than taking huge risks, being present and creating an exciting future, and taking the time to celebrate wins along the way. Win then play works in any environment or economy. In order to thrive in any environment, and in particular in a volatile and uncertain environment like the one we are currently facing, you have to understand yourself deeply so you can, first, bring more value to the world. Second, create a bigger impact and meaningful contribution. And third, profit upfront instead of just hustling to make more money. Abundance is born of innovation and human ingenuity. Even if there's a finite amount of things, there are an infinite number of ways that we can produce new results without using old resources. I see 4 priorities that will allow you to own your future. If you embrace them, if you understand them, you will own your future. Win and play comes from those that create the game, not those that just play it. Win and play comes from people who understand that deep down we all have a purpose. And when we combine our purpose, our values, our unique abilities, and the talents to fulfill our vision, we become our best and we make our unique contribution. So the 4 priorities that will allow you to own your futures are value creation. adaptability, connection, and cash flow. Let's start with the first priority, value creation. Value creation is the ability to produce a vision and create it. Abundance is where creation exists, and it's outside of consumption. This is about knowing who you are, having clarity of your vision and mission, investing in yourself, and understanding your highest unique abilities that help you create value for the world. It's about having clarity and self-awareness to be able to unlock your unique value creation potential. It's about being crystal clear in answering the question, what do you want to create in the world? What's worthy of your life? Value creation is the key to create abundance in the future. The second priority is adaptability. The way things used to work will not be how they work in the future, and you need to be adaptable as things move. If you get stuck in your own ways, you will be left behind. Being adaptable is about mindset and how you handle uncertainty, your emotional resilience, your ability to manage your emotions and internal state to stay cool under pressure. It's also about your strategies, tactics, and habits. Adaptability is not being stuck in our own ways, but rather looking at more efficient and effective ways to leverage and scale what we already have or what we have access to. Adaptability is about evolving in a complex system. We all currently live in a complex system, the world. And we also are a complex system ourselves. So there are 4 ways to deal with volatility that I'd like to share with you. We have fragile. On the opposite, we have chaotic. In the middle, we have robust. And we have something that perhaps is new to you, antifragile. Being fragile. Being fragile is about having a rigid mindset. It's about resisting change and being hurt by small changes. When you're fragile, you're easily overwhelmed. There is always an underlying stress and anxiety, and most of the time you've been run by emotion. Being fragile is playing not to lose. On the other extreme is being chaotic. Chaotic is having a lack of direction and purpose, a lack of structure and discipline, no focus, and constantly chasing bright shiny object. This also creates an underlying stress and overwhelm, and you end up being run by emotions. Being chaotic is play to win at all costs. Being robust. Being robust is being indifferent, feeling stuck, feeling mentally out of the game, lacking proactivity, and asking yourself, what's the point of all this? This is probably the worst place to be in, because this is not playing at all. And being anti-fragile. Being anti-fragile is the solution. Being anti-fragile is being focused and purposeful, is making trials with small losses and learning from those trials so we can develop an agile mindset or business. It's about testing, measuring, and refining along the way. It's all about micro-evolving ourselves. Being anti-fragile is how evolution works, and it's win, then play. Adaptability is about human ingenuity, innovation, and being agile, meaning having an agile mindset. The third priority is connection. Connection is the ultimate key that binds everything together. People are the only real assets in the world. And instead of thinking of the quantity of connection, it is rather thinking about the quality of the connection. It's about your trusted network, your friends. It involves thoughts, emotions, and feelings. Just because you have a subscriber, or just because you have a like, or just because you have a comment on social media, it doesn't mean you have a relationship. Technology might be a catalyst for the relationship, but ultimately, we are looking for real human connection. Thoughts, emotions, feelings, and the intangible energy that binds us together. So the real question is, how can we truly connect with people? Can I meet one relationship in a day and truly bond with them so we stay in touch, we follow up, and we get to really know each other? The business has been keeping people more in activity and consumption than in deep, meaningful connection. Who could you rely on? Who's got your back? Who would you call in the middle of the night when you have difficult times? Connection is about your trusted network of friends that will back you up and lift you up. Those you can count on during challenging times. Your raving fans who believe in you and your abilities. When the right people have your back, you're connected to them. And the way you create that is by creating value. And the best way to create value is to discover your purpose. Connection is the ultimate key to owning the future. The fourth priority is cash flow. Money is the most universal and most efficient system of mutual trust ever created. It's a mean of quantifying and exchanging trust. It's a store of value. It's a tool to amplify value creation. And it's the lifeblood of the economy. And it's what we all use and need to continue to live, grow, expand, and add value to society. Cash flow is about vision, mission, and service, and adding value to people's lives. People are the real assets, and money is the most effective and efficient way to exchange, share, and create value from real assets. Anything that has value is because someone, a real human being, is using that service or product. Cash flow is primarily about serving people through your ideas, time, services, or product to add value to their lives and get rewarded financially during that exchange of trust. It's also about your money mindset, your self-worth and value, and dissolving any limiting beliefs and repeating self-sabotaging patterns regarding money management. It's about managing emotions and your personal and business strategies, tactics, and habits to increase inflows and limit outflows of cash in your life. Going into any difficult economy, like we are at the moment, your mental capital, which is value creation and adaptability, and your relationship capital, which is connection, are key to create cash flow and your financial capital. So the impact equation is, who are the people I can provide value for? How do I reach more people with the value I can provide? How do I deeply impact the people I reach? You're only one idea or one relationship away from solving any issue and having new levels of prosperity. So this is a triangle of wealth, showing the flow of wealth. We have self, others, and money, controlling the cash flow. By providing an idea, service, or product to someone, you get rewarded by receiving money in a fair exchange cycle. A cycle for the exchange of value and mutual trust. All your wealth is only 3 steps away. First, you can create the flow by making a stand for yourself when you clearly know your identity and unique competitive advantage. That's your personal power. Second, The people you attract or impact that are sharing about you and your service or product. This is your network power. And third, it's about the people you don't know, that look for you and come to you. It's the people you know that sell you to people you don't know. And this is your impact power. Ultimately, the combination of value creation, adaptability, connection, and cash flow will determine your wealth and legacy creation. So, now that we have laid down the 4 priorities to own the future, let's look at the keys to thrive in uncertain times. The keys are developing an agile and resilient mindset, having physical vitality and well-being, and having a social impact through caring relationships. All of this is surrounded by your service. This is the way for you to own your future. So we have set the scene. And now it's time to dive deeper into the how to rise and thrive for uncertain times. Next, it's time for us to look at the 5 steps to start to unlock your personal leadership and live your life on purpose.